Hello everyone and welcome back to iScience Radio. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Louisa. We are the radio branch of Imperial College's science magazine, iScience. We bring you the latest science news and stories from all around the globe.
Today we will look at food and drink and the science connected to them.
Yes, exactly. We will find out if wine is actually good for you and how climate change might affect our coffee consumption.
Also, Tabby is going to tell us how 3D printed food can help people with swallowing disorders. And later we are also going to play Sounds of Science.
And of course, we will be playing you some great music, which today has been picked out by Ollie. So here is Living for the City by Stevie Wonder.
A boy's born in hot-dap Mississippi, surrounded by four walls that ain't so pretty. His parents give him love and affection to keep him strong, moving in the right direction, living just enough for the city. His father works some days for 14 hours, and you can bet he barely makes $1. His mother goes to scrub the floors for many, and you best believe she hardly gets a penny, living just enough for the city. His sister's black, but she is shown up pretty. Her skirt is short, but Lord, her legs are sturdy. To walk to school, she's got to get up early. Her clothes are old, but never are they dirty. Living just enough for the city. Her brother's smart, he's got more sense than many. His patience long, but soon he won't have any. To find a job is like a haystack needle, 'cause where he lives, they don't use colored people. Living just enough for the city.
So that was Living for the City by Stevie Wonder. And Sophie, you had a look at the latest science news. What did you find?
Yeah, so I did. So the FDA has banned red number 3, which is a red synthetic food dye additive used in the US, which colours lots of processed foods, like sweet, soda, cereals and snacks.
Why has it been banned?
So red number 3 has been linked to behaviour issues in children, and high exposure levels have been linked to cancer in rats.
Oh.
So although it's not so clear-cut in humans, but red number 3 has been a subject of debate for decades. But it's finally been banned after a petition by advocacy groups and state-level legislation, notably its recent ban in California.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a couple of years before all red number 3 is gone from the shelves in the US, as manufacturers will have 2 years to come up with new products before the ban takes effect in 2027.
Okay, but it's good that it's gotten started now at least.
It's really good news, yeah.
Have you got any other news for us?
Yeah, so for the first time in the UK, medics have performed keyhole surgery through a patient's eye socket to remove a brain tumour in the cavernous sinus, which is the space between the brain, beneath the brain, and behind the eyes. So in the past, tumours in this part of the brain were considered as either inoperable or needed really complex surgery, where basically parts of the skull were removed and the brain is moved, which could have really serious complications for the patient, such as seizures.
So did this patient then have any complications, or did it work out better?
So she did have double vision for 3 months, which does sound terrible.
Oh, no.
But other than that, she didn't have any side effects, and she was up and walking around later on the same day as the operation, which is amazing.
Oh, wow. Okay, crazy.
So it's really important news for UK patients whose cancers have previously been seen as inoperable.
That's really amazing news. Thank you for that, Sophie. Next up, we'll be listening to Like a Rolling Stone, a Bob Dylan song, but covered by Jimi Hendrix.
Everybody here with hearts, any kind of hearts and ears, go something like this here. Yeah. Yeah, what I say now. Hey. Yes, as I said before, it's really groovy. I'd like to bore you for about 6 or 7 minutes to do a little thing. Yeah. Excuse me for a minute. Just let me play my guitar, right? Right now, what the little thing by Bob Dylan. That's his grandma over there. It's a little thing called Like a Rolling Stone. Once upon a time, you dressed so fine, through the bumps of diamond in your prime. Oh, didn't you? People call, say, but where, dog? You're bound to fall. You thought they all. Well, couldn't you? You used to laugh about everybody that was hanging out. Look at you, but now you don't talk so loud. And now you don't, baby, seem so proud. By having to be scrounging, yeah, your nasty. Yeah, how does it feel? Baby, to be on your own, no direction, oh. Look at you, a complete unknown. Yeah, like a rolling stone. School, all right, Mr. Lonely Bud, you know you only used to get juice in it. Nobody here to taught you how to live on the streets, and now you just gonna have to get used to it. You say you never compromise. Mystery tramp, but now you got to realize he's not selling any alibi as he stands in the vacuum of his life. and all the pretty people, they are laughing, drinking, thinking that they got it made. Yeah. Exchanging all precious gifts and things, but you better take your diamond ring. I think you better pawn it, babe. Yes, I know, Mr. Burns, don't worry. You used to be so amused at the pulling and rags and the sweet talk daddy you. Go to him now, he calls you. You can't refuse. When you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose. You're invisible now, you got no secrets to conceal. How does it feel? Yeah. Oh, how does it feel, baby? To be on your road. No direction, oh. I'm a freedom, oh. Look at you, like a rolling stone.
That was Like a Rolling Stone by Jimi Hendrix. Now let's turn our attention to a cutting-edge technological development.
Dysphagia is a condition characterized by serious difficulty swallowing food. People living with dysphagia often find mealtimes distressing and unpleasant. So researchers at the University of West England in Bristol have been exploring the use of 3D printers to create meals which are easy to swallow, tasty and nutritionally balanced. Here's Tabby Taylor-Buck.
I want to go out to restaurants, and we like to, but we don't do it as much because I don't want. It's going to become a scene. You know, we know we're going to choke, and start crying because we're choking so much, and people are going to ask, well, what's going on, or you know, can we help? And no, you can't help, and what's going on is something you can't stop. So socially, it restricts you from wanting to go to certain places, and including yourself in activities with your friends and family.
This is David Knox. He has lived with dysphagia, a condition that makes swallowing difficult or sometimes impossible, for over 2 years. Mealtimes and socialising around food are a significant challenge.
We were celebrating one of my friend's birthdays, a very nice breakfast, and you know, the greatest food ever. And I sat there, I was telling my wife, like, I should not be eating this food, but I didn't want to be awkward. I wanted to, these are my friends, I wanted to blend in, to be quote unquote normal. And sure enough, the moment I start eating certain types of food, I start choking to death at the table. And I'm trying to control myself, and now the attention has focused on me instead of the birthday party.
Dysphagia is the medical term for swallowing difficulty or swallowing disorder. The swallow process can be affected at any stage of eating and drinking.
Jule Hofhacker is a speech and language therapist and PhD researcher studying the diagnosis of dysphagia in people with Parkinson's and those recovering from strokes. Jule also co-presents a podcast called Dysphagia Matters.
It can be from getting the food or drinks into the mouth, over chewing it, manipulating it, into safely transporting it back into the throat and efficiently swallowing it so that the food ends up in the stomach. So it's everything from in between the lips and stomach, and if there's any troubles within this pathway, then it could be dysphagia.
And David knows all about these problems. For him, the condition is a constant presence.
The biggest feeling that we feel is at the bottom of the throat. We feel like there's something still there. Because for most of us, the body muscles is what stops working. So you have to coerce your body, weird movements to get it to go down. If there's something in the bottom of your throat, it never goes away, ever.
So what about treatment options for and others with the condition? Julia is a speech and language therapist and researcher studying dysphagia in Parkinson's.
Okay, we've got a bit of a technical problem there that we're trying to fix so we can actually listen to it properly and don't have any problems with it. So, another thing first. Since we're talking about food and drinks today, I figured we should also talk a bit about the science of how we taste. So, you know the different kinds of taste, Sophie?
So is it sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and also umami, right?
Yeah, those are the 5 basic tastes that are detected by receptors on our tongue. So, for example, we taste sourness because ions from the acids change the pH balance on our tongue. This adds tanginess to the dish, but can also change the structure of proteins, which then affects the food's texture. But our perception of flavors is a complex mix of taste, smell, and even touch.
Oh, yeah, so like when you can't smell your food, it also will then taste different, right?
Yeah, exactly. And have you ever noticed how your perception of the seasoning of a dish can change as you are eating? This is because of sensory adaptation. This means that when we are exposed to a certain input, we get less sensitive to it. So if our taste receptors get activated repeatedly by the same thing, they can get less responsive. So chefs recommend tasting with a clean palate.
Oh, I should try that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, but I feel like I would be too impatient to do that.
Honestly, I think same. But if any of our listeners have some more cooking tips, please do add them to the chat.
Yes, we will have a look at that if you put anything up. And we will play another song now, and then after that we will go back to the piece of Tabby, and hopefully we'll have everything sorted out now.
Brilliant. So first, a little bit more music, and here is Big Feelings by Willow.
got problems. I know you got problems. I know you got problems. I know you got problems. Yes, I have so many problems. Yes, I have so many.
That was Big Feelings by Willow. Now, back to Tabby's piece about how 3D printers are being used to create meals for people with dysphagia.
I want to go out to restaurants, and we like to, but we don't do it as much because I don't want. It's going to become a scene. You know, we know we're going to choke, and start crying because we're choking so much. And people are going to ask, well, what's going on, or you know, can we help? And no, you can't help, and what's going on is something you can't stop. So socially, it restricts you from wanting to go to certain places and including yourself in activities with your friends and family.
This is David Knox. He has lived with dysphagia, a condition that makes swallowing difficult or sometimes impossible, for over 2 years. Mealtimes and socialising around food are a significant challenge.
We were celebrating one of my friend's birthdays, a very nice breakfast, and you know, the greatest food ever. And I sat there, I was telling my wife, like, I should not be eating this food, but I didn't want to be awkward. These are my friends, I wanted to blend in, to be quote unquote normal. And sure enough, the moment I start eating certain types of food, I start choking to death at the table. And I'm trying to control myself, and now the attention has focused on me instead of the birthday party.
Dysphagia is the medical term for swallowing difficulty or swallowing disorder. The swallow process can be affected at any stage of eating and drinking.
Jule Hofhacker is a speech and language therapist and PhD researcher studying the diagnosis of dysphagia in people with Parkinson's and those recovering from strokes. Jule also co-presents a podcast called Dysphagia Matters.
It can be from getting the food or drinks into the mouth, over chewing it, manipulating it, into safely transporting it back into the throat and efficiently swallowing it so that the food ends up in the stomach. So it's everything from in between the lips and stomach, and if there's any troubles within this pathway, then it could be dysphagia.
And David knows all about these problems. For him, the condition is a constant presence.
The biggest feeling that we feel is at the bottom of the throat. We feel like there's something still there. Because for most of us, the bottom of our throat muscles is what stops working. So you literally have to coerce your body, do some weird movements to get it to go down. The feeling of there's something in the bottom of your throat never goes away, never.
So what about treatment options for David and others with the condition? Julia Hirschwald is a speech and language therapist and PhD researcher studying dysphagia in Parkinson's. She co-presents the Dysphagia Matters podcast with Jule.
We can mainly try and rehabilitate the swallow function. So for example, strength training, kind of like if you go to the gym, strengthening your muscles, but also skill training, trying to improve the coordination of all the structures involved in swallowing. And then also trying to modify diets, so food and drinks, to make them more easily to swallow.
I'm at the University of West England in Bristol, and I'm on campus to meet Dr. Alexandros Stratakos, a researcher using 3D printers to create specialised food for people with dysphagia.
Hi. How are you? All good? Dylan is another graduate student in our team.
His exciting research, published earlier this year, uses 3D printing to create meals that are both dysphagia-friendly and nutritionally balanced. It's a significant improvement over previous studies that have focused on single-ingredient foods with limited nutrition.
I explained all your cool stuff about your farmers as well.
What were the motivations behind starting this project? Like, what made you think 3D printers and food?
In my group, and also myself as a scientist, as an academic, we are interested in tackling real-life problems. Dysphagia, producing appropriate food for people with dysphagia is a real-life problem, a problem that is faced by many people, not just in the UK, but globally.
Back in the lab, Alexandros shows me the printer in action. Gosh, it's a lot smaller than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, because we're a lab. We are not interested in producing large amounts. But obviously in a food producing environment, you have multiples of these printers or printers that are much larger in size.
Right, because at the moment it's sort of the size of a microwave.
Yes, but it's much more expensive than a microwave.
I can imagine.
Yes.
That's so cool. Kind of looks like something you get at a fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
Was that the goal?
No, not really.
Wow. Can I try it?
No, please don't.
Well, I couldn't try the Heston Blumenthal looking meal because it hadn't been cleared by university ethics. Alexandros told me how it tasted when he tried it.
Because it was suitable for people with dysphagia, it was quite viscous, I would say, and it tasted great, according to my opinion at least, and everyone else tried it. I would say a bit of a sweet taste.
What is the advantage of using a 3D printer over a food processor?
It does come with a few advantages. It allows to personalize the food, personalize it in terms of nutrients and in terms of the way the food looks, which is not easily done with conventional technologies.
By using ingredients like peas, Greek yogurt, olive oil, mint, vegetable stock, and natural additives, Alexandros and his team have created meals that are both nutritionally balanced and visually appealing, an aspect often neglected. Dysphagia podcaster Eula again.
So what is important with foods is the consistency, the texture, but also what is often overlooked is the appearance of the food. This is also a very important part in the quality of life and in the enjoyment that food and drinks should bring to people.
A final word from David.
I think the idea of 3D printing food is something that's great, needs to happen, because we stop eating things that we should because we don't want to choke anymore. So if they could come up with foods that look easier to handle or have all the nutrients and medicines inside of them like I've read about, I think that would be great for us, because I would never eat a puree. Never have, never will. Right? So if they could make it look like something else, I'm on board with that. I think that would be something of great help.
That was a report from Tabby Taylor-Buck investigating how 3D printers are being used to create nutritionally balanced meals for people with swallowing difficulties.
Next up, we'll be listening to Come Over Again by Crawlers.
Fall asleep with a lighter in your hand. You can't fake that stallion. Smoke so much you can't even stand. Tell your dad it's weedy smelling. I'm your darling, wanna kiss you too. Young to know her, I think I'll go to sleep. I won't think about you until I think of when you tell me, come over again. Come over again.
That was Come Over Again by Crawlers.
So now we have Tiernan in the studio with us. How are you doing, Tiernan?
Hey, I'm doing very well. How are you?
Yeah, very good.
Good.
So what have you got for us today?
So, I'm bringing a little bit of pre-coffee jitters to the studio today. Now, that'll make sense in a little bit. But first, I have a question. Do you both like coffee?
Love that stuff.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
Okay, right. You both like coffee. That's a good start. How many coffees do you think you have in a day? Like maybe on average, how many do you think you drink?
Maybe 2 on average.
Louisa
1,
with
2, 3. I
2.
don't know.
Yeah, okay. Louisa with 2. So
I'm 1 or 2.
1 or
I'll
2.
get shaky
Okay.
otherwise.
Yeah, you know what? I would probably say that that's a fair amount. I'd say that it's pretty average. I'm more of a tea guy, so I would really only have 1 a day, maybe in the mornings. On rare occasions during like coursework crunching, I'll go up a little bit, maybe like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. You really need it.
So another little bit of trivia. In America, the average person drinks 3 cups of coffee a day. And this equates to about 4.7 kilos per person per year.
Wow.
But that doesn't even put them in the top 10 for coffee drinkers around the world.
Oh.
They're number 67th. That's a very low number for the amount of coffee that they drink. For 3 coffees a day, who do you think is the biggest coffee consumer in the world? Sophie.
No idea. Maybe like Italy.
Okay, Italy. Good. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Louisa, what do you think?
I don't know. The French?
French, close, almost, but it's Finland.
Finland?
They
How
drink
is that
about.
close for it?
It's the idea behind it. I got
Okay,
it. They
okay.
drink about 12 kilos of coffee per person per year.
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
Do they need that because it's always dark?
Yes, they do. That's actually one of the big factors. Is why it's so sought after. Because in Finland, the winters are so long that you just need a coffee to keep you going.
It's fair enough. So where does all of this coffee come from?
Well, today's coffee is grown in more than 70 tropical countries all over the world. Coffee is the second most exported commodity in the world, just after oil.
Wow.
So Brazil, Vietnam, and Colombia are the biggest exporting countries. But recent trends have started to suggest that coffee exports are starting to slow down, and there's a few big reasons for it.
Okay, more.
So, first of all, is the temperature increase. So climate change is leading to temperature increase, and coffee plants, particularly Arabica coffee, requires very specific conditions to thrive. Arabica grows best in mild temperatures, ranging from about 18 to 22 degrees, while the Robusta thrives between like 22 and 28. But as the temperature rises, global temperatures are pushing these ideal conditions beyond the regular traditional altitudes and latitudes where coffee has historically been grown. And so higher temperatures can also accelerate the metabolism and growth rate of the coffee plants. So you're reducing the maturation period of the coffee cherry, and that impacts the development of the flavors in the beans.
So the increase in global temperatures is changing the flavor of the beans as well as reducing the yield.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
And we've also got we've got changes in the rainfall patterns. Now, coffee production is heavily dependent on irregular rainfall, particularly in regions that rely on natural downpours instead of irrigated water. So climate change is disrupting these patterns and results in longer droughts mixed with heavier rainfall for short periods. Drought conditions can lead to the dehydration of the coffee plant, and it erodes the quality of the soil, but excessive rainfall for brief periods of time can lead to fungal diseases such as coffee leaf rust.
Wow. Okay. So irregular rainfall really affects the coffee plants. So when they're dehydrated, so they get dehydrated when there's no rainfall, and when there's lots of rainfall, the plants get infections. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay.
right. And that brings me actually onto the third main factor why coffee is becoming limited. The production of it is limiting. So that's the disease and the pests aspect.
What sort of pests are there that eat the coffee?
So one of the most devastating pests is what's called the coffee borer beetle. So it bores into coffee cherries and it lays its eggs. I know it's a little bit grim, but bear with me. Then the emerging larvae consumes the coffee bean from the inside. So similarly, coffee leaf rust, as I mentioned earlier, it's a fungal disease that causes defoliation, and that leads to a lot of yield loss. It's also on the rise due to warmer and damper conditions. So as the temperatures are increasing, it's wetter. That's perfect for diseases to spread throughout these plants. And these conditions are reducing yields, but also they increase the cost of production. So as more resources are needed to manage the pests and the diseases, that increases to the cost as to producing the coffee, and that then gets shunted along the supply chain.
Wow, okay. So what does all of this mean?
Well, in a nutshell, the regions in which the world's coffee is grown is being harshly impacted by climate change, and we need to start thinking of different ways, such as diversifying crops and breeding resilient varieties to try and stem the reduction in coffee yield. We can also do that by planting things called shade trees, and doing that allows for coffee plants to be shaded, allows for capturing carbon, and also it increases to the coffee quality in general.
Well, thank you so much for that, Tiernan. That was really interesting, and I'll definitely think about that the next time I have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, our next song is Inaudible Melodies by Jack Johnson.
Brush by fairy tales, itsy bitsy diamond wells, big fat hurricanes, yellow belly giving names, where shortcuts can slow you down, and in the end we're bound to rebound off of waves. We'll dust off your thinking caps, solar powered plastic plants, pretty pictures of things we ate. We're only what we hate, but in the long run we have found silent films are full of sound, inaudibly free. Slow down everyone, you're moving too fast. Frames can't catch you when you're moving like that. Inaudible melodies of narrational strategies, unobtrusive tones help to notice nothing but the zone of visual relevancy. Frame lines tell me what to see, chopping like an axle. Maybe Eisenstein should just relax. Slow down everyone, you're moving too fast. Frames can't catch you when you're moving like that. Plato's cave is full of freaks, demanding refunds for the things they've seen. I wish they could believe in all the things that never made the screen. And just slow down everyone, you're moving too fast. Frames can't catch you when you're moving like that. Slow down everyone, you're moving too fast. Frames can't catch you when you're moving like that. Moving too.
That was Inaudible Melodies by Jack Johnson. I really enjoyed that song. It was really nice.
Yeah, same.
So Sophie, do you like drinking wine?
Yeah, I really, really love wine, especially red, but I'm not picky at all when it comes to it.
Yeah, I prefer white, I gotta say. But
Really?
I have
Oh.
heard that drinking a glass of wine a day is supposed to be good for your heart. But let's see if that is actually true.
Yes, so we have Sydney with us in the studio right now. Hi, Sydney.
Hello.
So Sydney did some research on this. So can I enjoy my wine and feel good about myself, or am I going to be feeling a bit down after you're done speaking?
Well, I don't want to make you feel down, but you may want to reconsider having that glass of wine.
Right.
So the original research that was claimed about, or that was based on, was related to the antioxidants in wine. The study suggested that people who drink moderate amounts of alcohol or wine specifically, have lower rates of heart disease. But the issue with the study that it was a little bit more observational, meaning that they couldn't really directly link drinking alcohol with heart health. It was just kind of something they observed amongst their participants.
So not the best method. But have there been any studies that looked more directly at how alcohol impacts our health?
Yeah, they have, and unfortunately it's not looking good. That one does not really hold up very well.
So is there any amount of wine that is okay to drink then? Or should we just completely
So the US,
dry January?
Yeah, dry January. The US Surgeon General would really say no. So alcohol in general is a carcinogen. So although wine does have the antioxidants, it doesn't really off-put the other health issues drinking wine is linked to, and the biggest one being cancer. So there was a recent study that showed that 1 in every 6 breast cancers can be attributed to alcohol consumption.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty steep.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And another study showed that even moderate drinking, and moderate being, I think for average males, it's 2 glasses of a beer, let's say, a day. Even moderate drinking has been linked to certain forms of heart disease. One of them is atrial fibrillation, which is a heart arrhythmia. So just all around, it's not looking really great to be drinking at all.
Oh, no. So that's actually ruined my evening plans. I'm actually meant to be going to a wine bar tonight.
Oh,
yeah, genuinely. So thanks for that, Sydney. I
You've
really
got some
appreciate
great
that.
facts for tonight you can share with everyone.
I can, yeah. My flatmate's going to be so pleased. So thanks anyway, Sydney. Thanks very much for coming on. And that was really interesting, if very downheartening.
You're so welcome.
Okay, thank you for that. Next up, we have some more music. This is My Lady of Mercy by The Last Dinner Party.
Take me back to your swimming pool, you lovely little foolish thinking I could have you naked in a trench coat. I'll see you on Sunday.
So that was My Lady of Mercy by The Last Dinner Party. So now we have Tabby in the studio with us.
Hello.
Hello.
You are back for another round of Sounds of Science.
I am.
Last time I played this, I did pretty well, so I hope I will ace it today.
Yeah, you're so far the best player. I'll just give a little explanation of the game. So I'm going to play a science-related audio clip for you guys. Your task is to listen carefully and guess what the sound is, and then afterwards I'll reveal the answer and share some information about the audio. So let's see
Brilliant.
how many you can get right. Let's
no.
listen to the first one.
Sounds like it. Like some kind of laser or something.
I thought of like an insect or something.
Oh, that's interesting.
Very different answers from you two.
Well, I could also see it being a laser, but like an insect, and then it makes like weird like sounds in the night to like find the other insects, and then they like meet up,
I feel
I
like
can
you've got a
imagine
very
that.
specific idea in your head at the moment. So, can I have your final answers, please?
I'm gonna say like a little laser doing something.
Okay.
Um,
A laser,
I'm saying a little bug.
a little bug.
finding its mate. Yeah.
It's actually the sound of a stressed plant.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So recently they found that when plants are dehydrated or sort of not healthy, they emit these tiny ultrasonic pops. And when they're damaged or they are dehydrated, it's about 50 pops an hour. And a healthy plant will produce fewer than one sound per hour.
Oh,
Wow.
Obviously, that sound isn't in our hearing. It's been adjusted to human hearing range. But there are some animals out there which can hear this sound, and they are at the moment doing research to see if animals respond to the sound and will deliberately go to the plants which sound hydrated to them and lay their eggs on those ones.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, so there's communication going on that we previously didn't know about.
that is so
Wow,
cool.
yeah.
I would have never thought of that.
No, neither.
It's quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah, really cool.
Are we ready
Pressure's
for
on for the next one.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah. Fingers crossed. Let's listen to the next one.
That sounds like some kind of a machinery. Surely that's not a plant. It can't be.
Machinery. Okay.
I thought of like a wing, but like a bird just having one wing and just
Ooh,
goes to one
ooh.
side.
Is that
keep,
close?
keep going with that idea.
No way.
So a wing of some sort.
Yeah,
What
I'm
kind of
just.
a wing could it be?
Well, okay, I'll tell you because that was so close. I'm going to give you the point. That is the sound of a rifle bird moving its head from side to side against its wings, which creates the rustling noise. And it's part of its courtship display.
That's insane.
Yeah, so not only does it sort of make a noise which attracts the females, but the way the wings are positioned sort of act like a megaphone. And it increases the chance of the male's mating success.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Well done! That was really impressive that you got that.
I cannot
I'm really glad I
believe
got
that
something
you
right.
got that.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, talent.
So talented. Okay, let's listen to the final audio.
Can't wait. That kind of sounds like a voice, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It sounds like something natural.
Oh, okay.
Something speaking. But
Something
maybe
natural.
not speaking.
Okay.
I feel like that sounds like as if like a sensor is trying to turn something into speech.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, she's good. She is good.
Is that what it is?
Kind of. So that is actually a reconstruction of Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall, created by, the way they've done it is they've decoded brainwave recordings from people listening to the song back into that audio.
No way.
Yeah. So they had 29 epilepsy patients listening to the song while they had electrodes record their brain activity. And then AI later analysed that the recording and constructed it back into melody and lyrics.
That is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I probably, if I was just like on the tube,
Yeah.
prefer just to listen to the song. Maybe not listen to like the reconstruction.
I know.
But it is really impressive.
But it could be really significant for people that like for technologies like restoring musical and natural speech for people with conditions like
wow.
ALS or strokes.
Okay, wow.
That's really good.
So yeah, I don't know if you could hear it, but you can actually almost hear them say "another brick in the wall."
Oh, can
Could
we
we
hear
listen
it
to
again?
it one more time?
No?
No,
Maybe
we can't.
not? Okay.
Yep, that was everything
Never
I've
mind.
got for you today.
I love this game. This is so good.
Never want to play this with you again.
She's so
What?
good.
No one can ever get them apart
Unbeatable.
from you.
Unbeatable. Well, the other game we used to play, I was really bad at, so I feel like
It's only fair.
yeah, I need something I'm good at, you know.
Well, thanks so much, Tabby. That
That's
was
all right.
yeah, really. I cannot believe some of those sounds. But next up, for our music, we are going to have UFO by Olivia Dean.
Fly a UFO,
Okay, we go.
don't really do this often. Plus I forgot all the controls, me and my sexy problems. If love's the drug, then I'm a morgue, and I've tried plenty of them. You're the best version that I've seen. No GPS, no ETA, I don't know what I'm doing. Now my world's exploded, I was hoping I could maybe move in. If love's the key, I've lost a bunch, something just keeps me looking. You're the best version that I've seen. And I need somewhere to land, I might as well fall into your earthly hands, so let me know. I'll water your plants, I'll share your souls, but I can't hold your hand with my fingers crossed. I thought I was sure, but I guess I'm not. You're the best version that I've seen. I need somewhere to land, I might as well fall into your earthly hands, so let me know. I need somewhere to land, I might as well fall into your earthly hands, so let me know. Let me know. UFO.
Okay, that's was UFO or UFO by Olivia Dean. So Sophie, tell me more about your wine plans. Do you think you're gonna have a wine after all, or are you gonna stick with water? I don't know.
Feeling absolutely torn. I have no idea. I think
Sydney really
when-
ruined your evening plans there.
yeah, she did. I think when I'm in front of the bar and I'm looking at it, likelihood is I'll probably end up with a glass, but I will look at it and feel unfortunate as I am.
But you know, I've heard that there's also more and more non-alcoholic wines. I've never tried one.
Really?
Yeah, but like there's this one region in Germany that's very famous for wine, and like in recent years they've also started making non-alcoholic wine because like I mean lots of
Wow.
people don't drink alcohol for
I mean,
various
non-alcoholic
reasons.
beer is like really good as well. I just haven't come across non-alcoholic wine, so maybe I'll give that a go today if they've got any.
Yeah, I think they're not quite in the mainstream yet, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
maybe you have to go to like a specific store to get that kind of stuff. But then we can talk to Sydney next time if that's worse in a different way. That you can
It probably has
ruin
something else
everything.
terrible about it. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay, but I think that's all we've got time for today. So thank you everyone for listening, and thank you Tiernan for your lovely comment about Tabby's package. We also have an Instagram account. It's called iScience Media. Go ahead and follow us. And yeah.
So we're going to be back here next week, but if you are craving more science content in the meantime, be sure to listen to Science at 1 next Thursday from 1 to 2 p.m.
Thank you to our guest today and to Ollie for the music. Until next time, I'm Louisa.
And I am Sophie, and this has been iScience Radio.